Good morning. Just on a little morning walk. Luckily, under the brolly. If I'd forgotten this would have been bad. Anyway, hope you are all good. It is Saturday, and talking today about when we put the past on a pedestal. And it's kind of come from yesterday, actually. We were at the park, and good morning, Joss. There was this pretty big tube slide, you know, the ones that are like dome busters, a bit like, you know, like the tubes. And so we're there, our 2-year-old goes up, she's waiting at the top, and then as soon as we said, yeah, wait for daddy at the top, I'm coming up, we'll go down together, it's quite a big slide. Then all of a sudden she shuffles forward, Mrs. Frucci says wait, and she's gone, and then it's like heart in the mouth moment, and it's like, whoa, she's gone down, that's a steep slide, and she pops out the bottom with a smiley face, I want to do it again. And when I looked at it, I went, wow, that's so steep, that slide's really steep. Like. But when you actually go down it, it's like the slowest thing ever. And I thought in my head, I couldn't believe I actually said it, because it's one of those sayings that it just makes me laugh. Like, you know, those slides, they're not what they were like in my day. They're actually not. They used to fly down a slide. They seem to be really slow now. Is it me or not? Anyway, even with my technique of going on bum and shoulders, maybe they're not built for people like me, I don't know. Maybe they're built for toddlers, I don't know. Anyway, my point in this is just how much we put the past on a pedestal. Just how much we put the past on a pedestal. In everything we do, like with our habits, and I'll give you an example. I was chatting to a few people last week, and I would say this comes up every week, is because this is a part of the journey. When someone goes, you know, I messed up, or I had a bad day or a few days, or I didn't get the exercise session that I thought I would, or I didn't even put in as much effort as I wanted to, I felt a bit tired or no, didn't feel as strong as I did before, I didn't walk as far, I didn't get my walk in, it was raining, then I felt rubbish, whatever it is. And we've got kind of two options when that happens. We can say, oh, I've gone 3 days without it, that's rubbish, and then that wastes our energy, and often it results in us going 4 days without it, which is quite interesting. Then we do anything to go back to 3 days. Or we can go, oh, I've done 3 days without it, but you know, prior to that, it's been a month since I've gone 3 days without working out. What an achievement that is. And I know a few of the ladies who have been really tracking their process this week, like habits rather than measurements. Like, that will take care of itself. So ticking off, right, my aim is to get 12 workouts in this month, and ticking them off. And then we can start to see them. So even if you miss a few days, you can look back and visual, go, wow, look what I've achieved so far. I might have only got 2 in this week, but look at that. Or it might be more than 12, whatever it is, it has to be personal to you. But the problem is, when we're in this situation where we're now kind of in that space where we're a bit like, oh, I've messed up a bit, I'm going back to my old habits, we forget that actually when you look at research and when you look at the success of people who have lost at least 10 pounds and kept it off for a year, there's a study that they follow people and what they do, and if you just look at people who are successful in many areas, they failed more times. I know it sounds really cliche, but they have, and because they become a little bit more resilient every time they do it, they learn a lot from it, and they go again and again and again. They just try more times, really. I know that sounds a bit like obvious, but it's important to remember and look at the positives, because there will be a positive in there, and there'll be a reason why you quote unquote messed up or called it that, because there's a lesson in there somewhere that we actually need. Now, one of the main issues is when we do this is that we then downplay the things that we once did to get started. And I'll give you an example of this. Like, you know, I get that a lot of people are busy, maybe you haven't exercised in a while, or maybe you're new to exercise, like to the style of exercise we do as well. And you don't want to be feeling really achy or anything like that when you're starting, but it can happen sometimes. But ultimately, when we are starting out, there's that bit of anxiety, fear that, you know, we might not be fit enough, all these things, or we might do something, we might sign up to something, start something, and not actually make the most of it. And that puts a lot of people off even starting doing anything, then we actually go backwards. But anyway, that's why we have the 10-minute workouts, the 1-minute workouts. And even though someone might go, yeah, those 10-minute workouts got me started, then I started doing a 20-minute, 30-minute workout. Say we then miss a 30-minute workout in our heads because we've done more once in the past, because we've done a 30-minute before, then all of a sudden the 10-minute is like, oh, it's pointless, I don't want to do that. but then we don't do the 30-minute, we don't do the 10-minute, then we're missing out on 70 minutes a week of exercise. Over a year, that's like exercising for 2 days and 8 hours. Quick maths. Or I googled it. Either way, it's 2 days and 8 hours. Is that insignificant? If you could add 2 days and 8 hours to your yearly exercise, you know, over years of our lives, that's quite significant. Now, my point in this is, and challenge to you today, is if you find yourself saying, well, there's no point in doing that, that's not going to make any difference, what I want you to do is earn the right to say that by doing it for at least a few days, at least 3 days, to see if it's made no difference to the way you feel, your energy levels, what you want to do next, whether you want to do more. Just see, just challenge yourself. Do it for 3 days, then decide, rather than deciding before doing it. That's my challenge to you, whether that's a 10-minute workout, whether that's a walk, whether that's water before every meal, whether that's drinking 2 litres of water a day, whether that's going to bed by 10 o'clock, whatever it is, whether it's drinking 2 drinks instead of 3, 1 drink instead of 2, whatever it is. Just my challenge to you is to actually do it first before deciding it's pointless. Anyway, hope that helps. Happy Saturday, enjoy your day, and I'll see you later. Take care.